Welcome back. It is 9:44. We are meeting Minnesota royalty this morning. After a one-year delay, there is a new Miss Minnesota in town.
It was on Friday night when Miss St. Croix Valley, Elle Mark, was crowned Miss Minnesota of 2021. There she is in white. The mental health advocate will receive a $10,000 scholarship now and will represent Minnesota in the Miss America competition later this year in December. But before she does all that, she's going to join us here on The Buzz. Miss Minnesota, Elle Mark, good morning. Congrats.
Good morning.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Okay, I know it was Friday night, so you've had a couple days, or maybe, a couple moments to let it sink in. How are you feeling? How did you feel the competition went when you were in it, too? Kind of give us the recap of it.
Yes, I'm feeling, as you could probably see in that video, very excited, very overwhelmed in all the best ways possible. The week was incredible, and a huge part of that were the other 21 candidates that I was competing with. We really are as close as it looks like in that video, all excited for one another. And heading into finals night, I knew I had done everything I possibly could over the past year and 3 months preparing for this job, for this title. So I felt a sense of peace. So when my name was called, I truly was shocked. As you could see, I couldn't close my mouth to save my life, for goodness sake. But it was an incredible experience, and I'm so excited.
And we heard your sister, Elle Mark, kind of cheering for you, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But let's get back to your platform. You are a public health professional, and you're an advocate for mental health. And this is something that you're very passionate about. Why is that?
Yes, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and a major depressive episode as well as panic disorder when I was in college, my freshman year of college. And when I was experiencing all of that, I was really feeling alone and feeling like I didn't have anywhere to turn to. And I stumbled upon the Campaign to Change Direction, which talked about the 5 healthy habits of emotional well-being. I started studying public health, which talked about prevention of illness and diseases. And while we can't prevent all mental illnesses, some of those mental health crises can be prevented by, being proactive with our mental health the same way we would with our physical health. So I'm really excited to use my professional skills as a public health professional and continue to promote my social impact initiative throughout the state.
Yeah, and use your platform to talk about it too. We've seen a lot of people being, more okay talking about mental health, which is huge. And I would imagine you feel that for yourself, but also just in the profession.
Absolutely. And I think when we look at the COVID-19 pandemic and everything we have experienced in this time of isolation and people having to quarantine, we all understand just how difficult it can be to battle with our own minds at times. And so being able to have these conversations, talk about how it's okay to not be okay, and 1 in 5 of us adults in the United States will experience some type of mental illness in our lifetime, or even some of those symptoms in our lifetime. It's so important that we have these conversations, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Everyone can experience this. No one is immune to these mental health disorders, and we can come through it on the other side together.
We know one thing that makes a lot of us feel better is a dog or an animal, and we understand that you have a rescue pup, Wilmer Taffy. I tapped your sister kind of a little bit about this. So the name, just give us an explanation as far as the name, Wilmer Taffy.
Yes, oh my gosh, that's so funny that she talked about that. So since I was 6 years old, I've had a stuffed animal. His name is Taffy, and he's a little Airedale pup. And so I'm really passionate about, you can see him on your screen. I'm really passionate about rescuing, and I've always known that I wanted to rescue an Airedale. Well, last October, I lost my last rescue, and my light at the end of the tunnel was, I'll get my rescue Airedale, I'll get my Taffy. And he turned up only a couple days later in the town of Wilmer, Minnesota. And when I went to pick him up, I looked at him and I said, "You're a Willie, you're a Wilmer." And so that's his name, and then his middle name is Taffy, like my stuffed animal.
I love that he has a middle name. Okay, we also learned from your sister, because Elle Mark is your sister. Obviously, we love her dearly, so we said, okay, give us the dish on your little sis. She told me that ever since she remembers, that you were a little girl, you wanted to be Miss Minnesota, and you would practice pageants, you would dress up like this for Halloween. So what is it like now coming full circle and being able to represent Miss, as Miss Minnesota in Miss America pageant?
I wish I could talk to my younger self and just say, keep going, it's going to happen. I never thought that it actually would. But yeah, I had a small walk-in closet that was built out of an attic when I was younger, and I used to come out of there in my mom's Buffalo Center, Iowa band queen dress and crown and sash and pretend I was Miss America and always wanted to be Miss Minnesota. We watched it every single year on TV, and I remember watching Miss America and always chanting Miss Minnesota when they'd be calling the top 10. And so now I'm sitting here going, oh my goodness, some young girl could be doing that for me now, and it's completely surreal, and I'm just so incredibly excited to represent this great state on that stage.
We'll all be saying Miss Minnesota, Miss Minnesota, Miss Minnesota.
Ellie, we're excited for you. It's a pleasure to see you again. Elle Mark, and just you're representing us in Minnesota. We can tell you it's been your dream your whole life.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
Now go get some sleep. Exactly.
Well, your sister